At the end of November 2024, I did something super crazy. I crocheted and knit an entire runway collection in just under a month and a half for Toronto's Fashion
No
Week.
way.
And this was probably the crazy experience that I've ever had in my life, but also probably one of the best experiences and things that I've done for myself personally. And today I'm excited to share with you the entire process from the application process, walking through each of the outfits, and what my personal experience was like. So, before we get into it, for context, I just wanted to let everyone know that I am by no means a formal designer at all. I've never had any formal training. I've only grown up watching my mom sew. I've taken a couple of courses here and there on intro to sewing and learning how to make patterns, but I have no training in this field. I accidentally fell into this in 2021. I started crocheting bucket hats, and then a major retailer reached out to me and asked me if I wanted to stock my hats at their store. It felt like a crazy pinch me moment. And so, out of that situation, one thing just led to another, and I somehow just ended up here. Doing a runway show was something that I've always dreamt of doing, but I've never really thought it was a realistic thing for me until the summer of last year when I was on the emailing list for Fashion Art Toronto and I got an email accepting applications. So I said to myself, why not? And I gave myself this crazy goal and I did it. So this is the timeline essentially of the application process until the show date. Fashion Week was between November 14th to the 17th, which is my birthday weekend. So my birthday's November 17th. And I applied on hold on. Let me just figure out when I applied. Okay. I applied on August 12th, 2024. So that was August, September, October, November. 4 months before the show. So technically, I guess when I applied, I should have just like essentially just started planning my thing. But I'm a procrastination queenie. Okay, and then I got accepted August 29th. So that was like 2 to 3 weeks after I applied. So technically, when I got accepted on August 29th, I should have just went all in and just focused and like go. But for some reason, okay, well, not for some reason, but I was working another job at the time, full time, and the contract was wrapping up at the end of September. And I was like, okay, that's fine. Like, if I'm 1 month before the show, like, okay, this is crazy me just thinking about this, but I was like, 1 month before the show, if I have 40 hours a week, just like buckled in, I'm not going to be doing anything else except for the show, I can get it done. Like, I know I can get it done. And also, I would say I have a good intuition with myself in terms of just like knowing what I can and cannot do. But I've done crazier stuff before. I made this crazy beaded dress within 5 days for my friend Devin to wear to the Junos. And that was probably the most anxiety inducing project I've ever done. But we did that. So I was just like, honestly, like a runway show, like 10 outfits, like we can do this. So, of course, I didn't start till the end of September because I was focusing on this other job. And I was just like focused on just getting that job done. But anyway, so we didn't start till the end of September. And October rolls around and this job is of course delayed. So I'm still working this job and I'm like, fuck, like I can't leave my place to go get materials and I needed to go get yarn and whatever. And like even go shop yarn. Like I didn't even know if there was yarn to make the things that I wanted to make. For the application process, they wanted to see your collection statement and they also wanted to see how your collection would come to life with like hair, makeup. And so my inspo, being a 90s baby, I wanted to bring back the nostalgic feeling of having the closet of my dreams that I've always wanted as a little girl. And obviously, like back when I was a little girl, like my family, we couldn't really, like, I wasn't really like splurging on clothes. I never had like the coolest clothes or whatever, but I just always remember watching my idols on screen and just being like, ugh, I want her closet. So the whole inspiration behind the collection was to build and create this closet of the most iconic protagonists I also wanted to create an outfit for essentially like every single, monumental moment of your life. Anyways, I'll go through the collection and I'll explain it. But let's go through the collection and talk about each piece. Okay, my outfit that I'm wearing also, it's not part of the collection, but my sweet friend Holly, who I miss so dearly, she moved to the West Coast. So this was look number one. The sweater is made out of baby alpaca wool. This was on our model Zine. And sorry, I'm also realizing it's looking pretty bad hanging up, but it's a very loose knit. I sewed on the star at the very end as well manually. And I think in total, this sweater took me about 2.5 days to finish. Oh, and also halfway through, I had made the neck hole too tight. So I had to take the neck hole apart and redo the neck to make sure that it fit over the model's head. These shorts were actually meant to be pants. So I did make pants originally, attempted. Pants were not working, mainly because I was knitting the crotch too low. So when the pants were on the model, like the crotch would be hanging down to here. And I was just like, frick, this is not the vibe. So we frogged the pants and we turned them into shorts. But I actually do really like these shorts and they're cozy. And I do want to make them in my own size so that I can be like chilling. So that was outfit number one. Okay, our next outfit is for the main character, Class Act Cutie. And this was on my model, Katie, who is super sweet and cute. And I actually started with this sweater. So this was the very first thing that I made in my collection. And I made this on October 8th. I finished this probably within 2 days. And I was supposed to originally have like a little H applique here for a hot pot, but your girl didn't have time for that. So I didn't put that in. This skirt also, this is also made with like a very soft alpaca yarn. I was using a 4mm needle for this, and I also knit pleats. Like I hand knit pleats. This was one of those things that I left till later on in the collection because I knew I wanted to do a pleated knit skirt, but in my head, I was just like, how the F are we gonna do a knitted pleat skirt? And then I was looking at like photos and photos and photos on Pinterest, and I was just like, okay, I think I know how to do the knit pleat skirt. So what we did was we just kind of like knit down here, and then I started increasing. I like sectioned the skirt into 4, and then I started increasing. And then when I increased for a little bit, I added in the additional color, which is the pink here. And then I started increasing at the pink to start building out the pleats. And the inside of the skirt actually kind of looks atrocious. But so I basically cut the yarns inside the skirt and I like sewed down the yarn so that it wouldn't fly away. I don't know. As I was making this, I was actually so relieved and so proud because I was like, oh my God, this was one of the things that was stressing me out. And then, yeah, I added little I-cord bows on here just for like a cute finishing because she's a Class Act cutie. If I had more time, I would have totally put the H applique on the vest just to make it a little bit more, of course, hot pot themed, but we were at the mercy of what we could knit and hand make in the amount of time that I was given. Also, I really wish I started sooner. In hindsight, a lot more could have been done to it. That's outfit number 2. Okay, outfit number 3. I can't take credit for making this because my friend Holly, who is an absolute angel of a gem, helped me on this collection. Bless you, Holly. I designed this outfit because for me, also, I don't know if this is too loud. Okay, for me, a jersey and mesh shorts is like my go-to uniform basically. In the summer, that's like the only thing I wear. Like I literally just wear mesh shorts, either a tank top or I really need to kind of like change it up maybe this year, but I obviously had to make my uniform into an outfit for the runway show with a little touch of hot pot. So we made these mesh gym shorts with the little lace trimming on them, and then some vinyl stars attached to the front of the shorts. And then I made an I-cord and we added little star charms to give it like a very, I don't know, girly, cute runway look. I'm obsessed with these shorts and I'm definitely excited to rock them in the summer. And it also has pockets. My talented friend Holly cut and sewed this and I helped design. And then this jersey was kind of crazy. I love this star embellishment here that we added to it. I love a good jersey. Obviously, silk was so crazy to work with. This thing took way longer than it should have. Thank you, Holly, for being patient and making this the best piece ever. So yeah, this outfit was Varsity Star and it was modeled by my fabulous friend Nick, who is also going to be an Essence model, guys. Oh my God. I don't know if he wanted me to share that, but Nick modeled this beautiful outfit and he filled it. Okay, and then the next outfit, I think this was like my second favorite outfit of the collection, is this knit Chanel-y inspired outfit. And oh, there's a little hook hanging off of this. But this was modeled by my friend Daniela, and the main character name for this is Angel Wears Hot Pot. The essence that I wanted to give off of this outfit was intern kind of vibes, first day of work, you know, Devil Wears Prada, Angel Wears Hot Pot. I started the skirt first, of course, just because I knew the skirt was going to be pretty easy to kind of knit. What I did on this skirt, which actually I made a double layered waistband, so you can't see it, but I sewed an elastic band inside this waistband so that it could stretch. And then we sewed on some pockets at the very end as well. I slowly kind of started increasing it out. And then the sweater has double layered collar and it's ribbed around where the buttonholes are and at the bottom here. I sewed 2 panels up here and then a full back panel. And then for the arms, I made the arms how you would normally make like an arm for a pattern. Like I wanted the arms to like increase, blah, 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 whatever, have like an arm shape properly. So I made each arm separate and then I sewed on the arms with a mattress stitch. Initially had these magenta purple buttons that I've had just in my button collection for a while, and they were literally perfect for this cardigan, but I only had 2 and I needed, okay, there's actually also originally 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 buttonholes. 2 days before the show, Holly was running around looking for matching buttons that we could put on this thing and we couldn't find anything perfect. So we settled on these larger pink fabric-y buttons. And then next up, we have this outfit, which is like a cute little girly pink vibe. And this was worn by G. The main character was called Pensive in Pink. This is made mixing in a light pink mohair with baby alpaca, and the waistband also has elastic in it and it's a double layered. However, if I could go back and change one thing about this, I wouldn't have made the waist part so long because it kind of like sags a little bit. This was also one of the first shorts that I ever made, so I was still figuring out the pattern. And by the time I had finished this and tried it on the model and everything and decided I wanted to change the length of the waist, it was too late to frog everything because we were just days out from the show. And then the stripes have a pale yellow knit, and then I added in I-cords as drawstrings and then crocheted in the drawstrings with a cotton yarn, and then hand knit these pockets and hand sewn them in as well. I think I'm gonna make them in more colorways because they're such a cute lounge pant. The next outfit is probably the most iconic outfit out of the whole collection. This jersey, this design was completely winged. I originally had different sketches of what I wanted to make, but I needed some more crochet in my collection because crochet is just my tea. And I started crocheting this jersey and I thought it'd be fun to make a hockey jersey version. I crocheted the 7 as a separate piece at the front here. Why it's a number 7 is because my grandma's name in Vietnamese means 7. Her name's Bai. So it's a little nod to my grandma. And on the back, the jersey says Hot Pot. I originally had made these letters for a different top, and then I figured I would put them as part of the jersey, and they're just freehand crocheted inside the jersey. And we also added in these star charms, and then I just crocheted mesh crochet. We had to do a lot of counting and just making sure that the stitches were even. This one was pretty technical on that part. For the neck collar, I knit the collar just because I wanted it to look cleaner and just tighter. So we knit with like very thin needles. I think I used like a 2mm needle and just did a little V-neck, gave it the hockey jersey vibe. And yeah, this is one of the pieces in my collection that I completely winged, and it actually is my most favorite piece out of the collection. So the character name for this was MVP Hottie, and this was worn by my model Mary Ruth. And then I also made some very cute micro crochet shorts. This was also super cute and fun to make. It has a matching number 7. And then I made a pink I-cord and threaded it around the waistband and added a cute little brown border. But these are just, yeah, some cute little mini crochet shorts. Our next piece is also a cut and sew by my friend Holly, and this was worn by our model Flashka, and the main character name was Batty Slayer because she's supposed to be on her way out to the bars slaying. And yeah, it's just like a mesh sporty halter dress with some lace trimming and a star vinyl. This took us probably about 3 days to make. Okay, and the next dress is a crochet beachy mesh dress, and this was worn by Gwen. The main character name for this was the Jet Set Stunner because she's a Jet Set Stunner. She's booking her plane ticket to go on a tropical vacation and look hot AF. And this piece was winged completely as well. I realized halfway making through the collection that I didn't have a dress in the collection, and I really wanted to add a dress. The boob part here, these are stars, and then I freeformed crochet the triangle and then connected it to the halter, and it has a scoop back, and then the dress flares out so it's really flouncy and you can dance around in it. I put a little drawstring here to make the dress feel a little bit more sporty. We love her. Oh, I forgot to go over this. But this is the matching top for these cargo pants. So I created this crochet in mohair, and then we bordered it off with just some mercerized cotton yarn, and it's supposed to be kind of like a bandana top. I wanted it to be like super pink and then cozy to fit the cargo pants. My friends helped me sew on these star embellishments as well. So these star embellishments are also hand flipped in, like yeah, they're basically hand beaded in with jump rings. And shout out to my friend Donna for doing that. Love you, Donna. And then last but not least, the finale dress. Okay, this finale dress, believe it or not, I started at 9 p.m. the night before the show. And this was worn by Ange. I kind of left this till the very last minute because in my head I was like, okay, yeah, I can whip up a finale dress, like no problem. Like this is gonna be like, yeah. As we were finishing up, there was so many things that weren't done 4 days leading up to the collection. I hadn't sewn in this like star applique. This skirt wasn't done. I kind of missed the chaos. Yeah, I was just kind of making this dress and like winging it, and I was just like not feeling, you know, when you just have so much to do and you're in a panic state. I was basically in a panic state. I started this probably at 9 p.m. and then I started making this top. There's beads that are manually added in. And then when I got to this part, a friend a couple of years ago had gifted me 3 garbage bags full of vintage doilies that his grandmother and great grandmother had made, which is the nicest gift ever. And so I've had these doilies just kind of like sitting in my storage that I've been wanting to make something sick out of because I was under such a time crunch. I was also just like, oh my God, I'm going to make the train out of doilies and then I'm going to make the train trail behind her for the finale dress. And so I took all of these doilies and I started putting them together and I just essentially layered them and sewed the sides together and created this train. And this is what it looks like. And honestly, it looked so perfect on Ange. She freaking killed it down the runway. When she put this on backstage before the show and it fit her perfectly, I was just so relieved and so happy. And I was like, okay, the show is on. We're good. We're good to go. So that was probably the craziest part of the show, was finishing this dress. I finished this dress in 6 hours. And it was also my birthday the next day. So I woke up the next day, morning of the show. My friends came over, they helped me load up and pack up my car, and I was just overwhelmed with so many emotions. I was exhausted because I had just spent the entire night making this dress that I didn't know fit this model, and then I couldn't believe that I got it done. But yeah, this is my collection. Okay, so all in all, the entire experience being part of Toronto's Fashion Week was so amazing. I'm so proud of everything that I did. The entire process was so fun. I loved selecting my models. I loved putting the whole vision of the runway together, working with my friend Rawa to create this 3D animation that was playing in the background as the models walked on the runway was so fun. Curating the music. Shout out to my boyfriend, Adam, for helping me curate the sickest music to the show. It just created a very fun, positive, energetic vibe. And the collection coming out on the runway felt put together. I was just so happy once it was all over, and having all of my friends and family there that day to support me also truly meant a lot. If I could do it again, I probably would have given myself a lot more time and planned out my outfits a lot better. But for somebody with no formal experience, doing this felt like it truly shed a version of me away. And I am so proud of everything. And I hope you enjoyed this video, and I hope you enjoyed hearing about how all the pieces came together. Let me know what your favorite piece was in the collection, and I'll see you on the next one. In the meantime, enjoy these behind the scenes clips of the runway.